Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again on the Fitness Chronicles. I'm Anna Adams, IFBB Fitness Pro, and with me, as always, is my wonderful co-host, the Miss Shelley Fredua-Mensah, aka the current Miss Fitness Olympia.
Thank you.
Good morning,
Good
Shelley.
good
Or
morning
good
to you too.
afternoon.
Incredible lady yourself. Well, yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, it's just hit 12.
Let's see. So I'm gonna just jump right into it. So this week, I want to talk about several things kind of going on within the division, and then things that are going on that are coming up.
Yes.
Since I think it's here in the US, we have nationals. So, like, I guess it would be like the UK championships, the UK nationals.
Yes.
Y'all have like the national championships, like where like even like your open bodybuilders go to get their IFBB Pro card. Like, it's the biggest deal of the year.
Yeah, so you have like North Americans, am I correct? Is
Yeah,
that a
we do.
national
We do.
championships?
Mhm.
Because we're such a tiny country, if you didn't know, you can actually fit 40 UKs into the United States.
Wow.
We are a dot
We
in
are.
the sea. I think we're doing pretty well considering.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yes, we are very small and we don't have a nationals like you do because you have so many states. And I
Hmm.
think that's the only way, you can figure out who's the best in each state and then come together,
Hmm.
which makes perfect sense. Now, with us, you show up to a pro qualifier. You have to do a regional beforehand,
Hmm.
and that's it. You're open to do a pro qualifier because we are that small. And now, obviously, if we were bigger, I'm pretty sure we'll have something called a nationals, but we actually don't, due to our size.
Oh, because I know I know at one point they had the Canadian nationals.
Okay, yeah,
And where, I think, God, back in the day, it was, where like Ian and Sebum
yes,
like
yeah,
qualified. And I think Sebum actually went to North Americans at one point, but I knew that they had a Canadian nationals.
yeah.
I wasn't sure like what you guys had in the UK as far as like a major like national pro qualifier.
No, so we just have a pro qualifier. So once you do the regional, yep, you're good to go. That's it.
Nice.
Really, that's it. And you only need to show up to the regional. So it's at your discretion whether you want to do the pro qualifier after that. You don't need to qualify.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
Your qualification is showing up and actually stepping on that stage.
Wow.
So you
Okay.
could come, at the bottom, and still go to a pro qualifier. Now, most people don't do that because if they can't place at a regional, why would you
Yeah.
do a pro qualifier? So you lose your knowledge. Or some may want to do it just to get feedback. So they keep it quite open to yourself.
Hmm.
Um, and that's pretty much it. Because we are small, they want to encourage as many people to obviously try and go for the pro card, which makes, I think, perfect sense. When it comes to like Canada, now again, it's a very big country compared to us. So we got to think about size here.
So in the US, and it's so fun fact for in the US, those of us who've been doing this a long time,
Yeah.
mind you, I've been doing this since like 2012, 2013.
Yes.
So, it gets under my nails when someone says, I'm going to nationals.
Okay. Yeah.
And they use it as a generalized term for a pro qualifying show. So we have like
Oh,
junior
okay.
USAs, junior nationals, we have
Yeah.
USA championships, we have North American championships. Then we
Okay.
have the NPC nationals, which
And
is
is that
this
bigger than,
this weekend.
okay, and that's the
Like,
biggest one.
yeah.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, it's probably like happening now. I think
Yeah.
it's several days.
Oh, wow.
Um, I think today may be the first day because like women go on one day, I think, and
Mhm.
then men go on the other. I don't know how the schedule is. I could be completely wrong with that, but I do know that it's like this weekend.
Okay. And what does fitness look like in it?
So fitness is not in it.
Oh,
Fitness is only it's certain shows have fitness and allow fitness pro cards.
yeah.
Certain pro qualifiers in the United States only give pro cards to certain divisions.
I
So
see.
for
Okay.
example, Junior USA's, which is one of the first pro qualifiers other than like the Arnold Amateur.
Yeah.
where you can get a pro card, but
Okay.
they don't give it for open bodybuilding.
Okay. And is there
But they
particular
allow open
reasons?
bodybuilding to compete. They allow you to compete to get
Yeah.
ready to go towards another show. So, like junior USAs and junior nationals, they don't give bodybuilding pro cards. They'll give
Okay.
classic, they'll give men's physique, they
Yeah.
won't give open.
Okay. Is it because it's juniors? It's to do with the age.
It's not, I don't, it's not necessarily an age thing, um,
Okay.
but it's just a smaller show.
Okay. So they want you to qualify in a big show where there's quite a lot of competition, basically. Is that
Could be. It could be. But
okay?
it is considered a pro qualifying show for other divisions.
Yes.
A great example is like fitness. Fitness is only offered a pro card at Junior USA's,
Yeah.
Junior Nationals, North Americans. It used to be called Team Universe, and now it's just Universe, which
Yeah.
is in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Junior USA's, Junior Nationals, North Americans. I feel like I'm missing one, but that's it. Four opportunities. So
Is there age restrictions on these?
uh no, just the NPC requires you to be 18 years or older.
Yeah.
And then obviously like North Americans has like the Masters division. So North
Okay.
Americans is the first opportunity. There's I think there's like Masters North. There's two different shows, Masters
Okay.
Championships. There's
Master Champ, where you can get a
correct.
pro card as well,
Hmm.
and then you have the Open, as we
Hmm.
call it.
Yes.
Because the junior name is what's throwing me off, by the way. So the
I
junior
don't
nationals, is there a so I mean, is there a restriction for anyone watching who's not in the States? And I've been often asked these questions, and I'm like,
I
I
think
don't
they
have a clue.
call it I think they call it that because it is just a smaller version of those shows.
Okay.
And they're kind of halfway, 6 months, they're several months away from USA's and nationals as a means to prepare for another pro qualifier.
Okay.
It could be called junior. I don't know. I'm spitballing.
Okay. Yeah, that's the bit because,
It could,
over here we're very what's the word? Straight to the point. So we wouldn't call something juniors unless it meant juniors. And that to me
right.
is like 18 to 23-year olds or, whatever the age limit is or the age restriction is for juniors. So I wanted to understand, and I know many others as well around the world wanted to understand what does that actually mean? So, if they could do, let's say they moved, to the States and they
Mhm,
decided to go through that route because that's the only way you can, is to be living there and be a resident.
mhm.
Um, do they avoid the juniors because they think it's juniors? So I thought it'd be nice to clear that up.
Honestly, I think it's called juniors just because it's a smaller show. And
Okay.
the junior shows do not offer pro cards for bodybuilding.
Okay. Just bodybuilding.
That may be the biggest difference.
Okay.
I can, there's several people I can reach out and be like, hey, why is this called junior
That
versus
would be nice. Yeah, I'm just
uh,
very intrigued by it. And
I'll reach out to JM. JM's like the historian of the IFBB, so I'll ask him what's up.
yeah, yeah, because I know, like, for example, internationals. So again, if anyone's out there, we can't do North Americans unless you become a resident in the States. However, there are international shows you can do, like the Ben Weider, the Arnolds. So you have to check to see which shows apply to you. But if you do a regional within your country under those stipulations, it should open you out to the NPC worldwide.
Correct.
So that's how it works. Because I've, often hear, oh no, I can only do shows over here, but there's no shows. And so I wanted to just put it out there from an international perspective. There are shows, there's not many, but there are shows we can do internationally if you want more chances.
Right. Nationals has to be within the United States. North Americans is anything in North America, so including Mexico and Canada. I think Puerto Rico is also included in that.
Yes.
But like, so I think several weeks ago, you also had the Caribbean Grand Prix, which was also a pro qualifier, but it was an
Oh,
NPC
nice.
worldwide, and it was in the
Okay.
Bahamas. So
Oh,
there
nice. So anyone can go to that.
right, and
That's another one. Yeah.
it's and you all the qualification rules is what is it by wherever you live. So the NPC worldwide standards. So
Yeah.
that if you're in America, just have to be a member of the NPC and you can go there.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
If you're from any other origin, you just have to qualify per your nation's qualification standards. So like do a
Yes.
regional and then come to that show.
Yes. Or whatever the rules are, because everyone, I think everyone's
Right.
rules is a little bit different, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, again, check your rules.
NPC worldwide.
Yes.
Um, so we recently got our current list out for shows. Now, this is the argument that we were talking about several weeks ago about
Yep.
how you have this past year we had like 7 opportunities to qualify for the Olympia, and that was it. That
Yes.
was not a qualifier or an invitational.
Yes.
And a lot of times I take out, like, I don't count your natural pro shows because those are
No.
qualifiers for the Ben Weeder,
Yeah.
which is also a qualifier. You have to
Yeah.
have one in order to go to Ben Weeder.
Yeah. And you don't count Arnold's because again, that's a very stiff
Invitational.
field, invitational only as well. Yeah.
Exactly. So this is what we have this year. So here we are. This is your women's fitness for 2026. These are your qualifiers. So of course you have the Arnold USA, the Arnold UK. The Emerald Cup is the natural pro. It's the first natural qualifier for Ben Weeder. Now, Ben
Yes.
Weeder is obviously not on this list yet. I'm hoping,
Yeah.
obviously, this list will update.
Yes.
Many,
Hopefully we'll get more shows. Again, this is quite early on, and I know other shows did come along. I remember last year I saw some more come on January, February, um, even March. I saw some shows come. So hopefully we'll get more. And the
my
Europeans are not on there yet either.
No,
So
exactly.
yeah,
So like the Europeans, and a lot of it is just because they need to really kind of nail down their date with the venue or whatever. And so they anticipate doing it, but they don't, for whatever reason, they don't put this on here until they have a definitive date with the location.
yeah,
So, um, obviously Legion, this plans to, if I don't get invited to this, I will absolutely be doing Legion this year.
amazing.
Chris means Menez, however you say his last name. This is one of the best shows that you can do if you've
Yeah,
never done a show. Um, I've never had a bad experience here. It's been phenomenal every time. Love this show. Body B1 is in Montgomery, Alabama. That's by Roland Huff. He's one of the NPC Alabama judges and promoters. Then, of course, the Linda Murray, which is where
yes,
you qualified for the Olympia last year in Atlanta,
yeah,
Georgia.
yeah.
This is actually provided by Wings of Strength. This is a Wings of Strength show. Huge shout
Qualified
out to Wings
twice at
of Strength.
Atlanta.
Yes.
Yes.
Huge shout out for Linda Murray and the Wings of Strength because Wings of Strength has always been a huge supporter of fitness and they always make sure that they at least have fitness in 2 of their shows every year, which is huge for us.
They do, and we appreciate them.
Very much. And then you
Yeah.
have the Arizona Pro, which is the Rising Phoenix,
Yes.
same year. So the Rising Phoenix is like for the women's bodybuilding, and then they just call the rest of the show the Arizona Pro for all the women's divisions. This is your all women's IFBB Pro show.
Yeah.
Also by Alex. Well, I can't call her that anymore. I think that's her married name. Maybe not her
Yes.
married name. She just had a baby, by the way.
I know. It's so cute.
It's beautiful. And then, of course, then it goes straight from Arizona to Olympia. Now, the Arizona Pro, I looked at it and it looks like August 30th is your cutoff deadline for the qualification for Olympia this year.
Yeah,
So
because
it's
Olympia has
from,
gone back to its rightful place, I got told.
yes,
September.
yes.
Yeah.
People can hate me all they want to. I don't care. Olympia belongs in that third or fourth week of September, period.
I've been waiting for it because my first Olympia experience was in December.
It
And
was
then I
freezing.
remember it was cold. And then I remember applying for my first ever Arnold's US and I got it, but the list came out so late. It was the 6th or 8th of January, around that time. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, put the cake down. We gotta go.
That's pretty much how I am right now. I'm just kind of like, well, I'm trying to eat the best that I can, but I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it was one of those
No,
ones.
I've already, I've already started prep. The only problem that I'm having right now currently is getting to and from the gym, because I don't have a
Yes.
car.
Yes. But we will pray.
So, fun
Things
fact,
will,
I think I told you this.
yeah,
For the audience who doesn't know, when it rains, it pours.
of course. Yeah.
That's what I
Things
always
always happen
say.
in threes, they
But the
say.
good the good Lord is just giving me signs that I just need to, really
Yeah.
just believe in Him and trust in Him. Well, I'm a trusting, and I'm a need
Yeah.
some happening.
Yeah.
Um,
The challenges make us stronger in the end. That's how I tend to think of it. Or see, you cry.
I went so last week, obviously, you could see the
Yeah.
background was obviously much different. I was in the kitchen of my very best friend. Her family up and left to Florida, and she was like, "Hey, I know you're coming in to visit your family for Thanksgiving. You can just borrow my house." So I just went and dog sat for her and borrowed her house while I was there. On my way back home from Mississippi, and I get it in the UK, you guys say, like, you say, "Hey, how far is something away?" You say, "Oh, it's so many kilometers."
Yeah.
In the United States, we don't say, "Oh, it's, 420 miles." We say, "Oh, it's about a 6 hour drive." Everything here, because the US is so big,
Yes.
we don't say it's how many miles or kilometers. We say how much time it takes to get there.
I mean, I prefer that. I actually work in time, by the way. I don't really want to work in kilometers. But the thing is, again, we're small and 6 hours can get you to Scotland, which is, and you go a little bit further, you're at the top of the UK. So you drive, if you drive from the bottom to the top, it's gonna take maybe one of your trips to a neighboring state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from where I'm at in Middle Tennessee to my family's house in central Mississippi, the South, South, South. Um, when you hear someone talk about the southern states, that's
Yeah.
Mississippi. That's where I'm from. And it's just really funny because it's about a 6 hour drive, five and a
Yeah.
half, 6 hour drive. And um, sure enough, on my way home, like I left my dad. Um, Kind of a backstory. My stepmom, and this isn't public knowledge, this is the first time I've actually gone public and saying this. My stepmom is actually currently fighting a battle with stage 4 gallbladder cancer.
Mm.
I just got a phone call, not yesterday, but the day before, that they have decided to put her on hospice, which is basically just palliative care, just keeping her comfortable until, everything happens. I've worked in oncology and cancer research for well over 12 years. So
Yeah.
this isn't something that is new for me to have to deal with. It's just, it always hits a little bit different when it's you.
It's when it's your family, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, prayers for my dad and my family because it's harder for them than it is for me.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm driving home from Mississippi. The sun is setting here at like 4:45, so it's dark at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Um, and about almost 5:30, about 5:25, a deer just decided to just end it all by jumping in front of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Animals
my
over there.
car, and I drive a big SUV. I drive a Kia Sorento S Series. Like it's a big SUV. It's a third row SUV. And that's the reason why I drive it is because everywhere I go, in Atlanta, everybody can ride with me and I can pack everybody's stuff in the back.
Yeah.
I got lots of room. Well, this deer jumps out in front of me, totals my car. Thank God I wasn't hurt. Nobody was hurt. My stepdad was actually only about 36 miles away from where he lives. And so he came out, picked me up, got the car towed. So, long story short, right now I'm just waiting on insurance to say, hey, here's the value of the car, go get a new one.
Yeah.
And I just haven't gotten a phone call yet. So I'm hoping to have a car before the end of the weekend so I
Oh,
can
let's
get a new
let's hope and
car.
pray for you that you do.
And
Um,
so I'm trying to, that's what we're waiting on right now. Is as soon as
yeah,
they tell me, hey, this is much how it's worth, we're going to give you that money, you pay off the car and go get a new one.
yeah.
So, but on the upside, I won't have a car payment this month.
Well, that's good news. You always got to look at the positives, right?
So when
Yeah.
I go to buy a new car, you can like defer the first payment for up to like 45 days. So I'm like, hey, if I could
Okay.
defer my first payment to like mid-January, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So that's what we're working with.
Oh,
But
Well, then you get a brand new car?
So I don't know if I'm gonna get a brand new one. I actually found one that's only about 2 years newer than my old one that I love.
Okay, well
And
that's
I just,
still
this
better.
was so, I cried when this happened. Not
Yeah,
because it wasn't like, oh, why did this happen? Oh, now I got a damaged car. No, it was the fact that it happened to my car and I loved my car so much.
of course. Yeah, now you got to
Like
get another
I was
car
like,
and
I
parking.
love this car.
Yep.
Love this car. So I actually found there's two different cars that I like, and it's they're both third row SUVs.
Yeah.
I will probably always have a third row SUV after this. They're great cars. I love them.
I
And
like those cars because they don't fit in this country.
well,
Yeah,
it's because of everywhere that I go. If the women's workshop last year, I had three people in my car, and you had
of
three
course.
bodybuilders with,
Yeah.
think about it, all of our clothes, all of our food, all of our workout stuff, workout bags, everything. And I had my dog.
Yes, I
So I
mean
had my
it's
dog.
useful. It's useful over there, especially because you've got a lot of space. Again, it's you can fit a lot of people in the car and your stuff. Like over here, it's so different. We walk everywhere,
Yeah.
and transportation is so fast. It's faster than actually driving, and parking. And there's no space to park anyways, over here. So you might as well, leave your car at home. A lot of people commute to work via the transportation, like trains. We have trains, overgrounds, trams, undergrounds, selfless driving train. Like we've got so much going on. And then walking again because we're very, very small. Now, if I had space like you over there, I definitely will have a big car myself because I can see the use in it. And also, you can go on trips as well away, and not think about, where's the nearest, is the Uber going to come to the forest or, or not? So I love that. I love the fact that, every country has its different, different things.
Mhm.
Um, and I love, like, when I do go over there for shows, just living a different life. It's actually quite nice. So, for all you internationals out there, again, it can be kind of daunting, of course, traveling. But as we said before, we're pretty much a family. We can get someone to help you in any state. But yeah, think about it as like a different way of living, and it's nice to see how everyone lives so different, not in just how we live day to day, but how we train, how we think about things. I found all of that process pretty fascinating, and it made me, such a better person, not just in my training, but myself to get to know all these different, ways of getting from point A to B. We all get there, but it's very different.
Yeah, I love it just because, we do get to come together. Like, great example. I was talking to Zoe Tisdale out in
Yeah.
Australia the other day, and she was looking at the list and she was like, I need shows to be back to back, or else I'm not going to be able to
Yes.
make it to the States.
Yes.
Um, Annalise had the same problem last year, and I had talked about this in the last show. She went to Legion and then went and stayed with Sarah Kovac and did the Austin Adela Garcia show, and then
Yes.
went to Tiffany's and stayed with Tiffany Chandler so she
Yeah.
could do the Montgomery show. So like I told Zoe the same thing. I'm like, hey, look, if you want to do Legion and then turn around and do Body B1 3 weeks later, like I'm here, you can come stay with me. Like
Yeah.
get a flight to Legion, get a flight to Nashville on the way
Yeah.
home, a one-way flight home. You can stay with me,
That's
and then
amazing. Yeah.
we'll drive down to that show.
Yes.
Because it's only a 5-hour drive for me. We'll
Yes.
pack up the car and go. It's not a big deal. So it's what
That's
we
good. Yeah.
it's what we do. What we
Yes.
try and do.
So yeah, lots and lots of support. Because yeah, it's difficult because there's such a big gap. And also, some have to think about work and maybe their kids. And, there's a lot you gotta think about when you are traveling international. So if we can help, or you can help, I should say, I may be able to help on the other side, you
Yeah.
know. If we can help each other out in any shape or form, that is a massive boost, especially accommodation,
Mhm.
because that can really decide whether you're going to come or not. Because again, staying in a hotel for 3 weeks,
Yeah.
the cost
That could,
occurring. Yeah.
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 Not really cost effective.
Not really.
But so, um, question that we have. So obviously we're hoping we know that more shows are going to be added. I know
Yeah.
one show was kind of top, two shows were tossing around the idea of adding fitness. So
Yes.
like great example, I don't have the date yet for the Pittsburgh Pro. And I knew that
Yes.
Bob Lorimer, who is the promoter of the expo of
Yes.
Pittsburgh Power and Fitness Festival, I know that he was looking to hopefully add fitness. Whether they will or whether they not, we don't know.
Yeah.
It's not set in stone, but that's like the first weekend in May. So it would be between the Emerald and Legion
Which is just, yeah.
where it would kind of land.
Yeah.
If that were the case, obviously, same thing. We'd have a big Airbnb. We'd have all the
Yeah.
girls together. Like we would make it happen to where people could be there and,
Of
come.
course. Yes. Yes.
Um,
Then the Europeans will need to be added as well. Ben
yes,
Weider
Europeans.
needs to be added, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think you have the Europeans, you have the European natural shows. I'm
Yes.
hoping, I would love to see fitness offered in one other European show, not just because the Europeans changes locations each year, doesn't it?
It does. And it used to be offered in both. I think because at some point there wasn't many showing up. I saw two on stage when I first came in, then I saw three, and that was it. And I think that's when they pulled it. But since then, the numbers have really picked up. And this year, I saw a lot more European athletes on that stage. So hopefully, we can get one more. And if anyone's watching this,
Look, I think
I will also inquire myself and see like what's going on with that.
Well, and I think here's the big deal is that here, the workshops are huge. Every state, we do a push to grow the division, and I don't know how it is in other countries, but here in the US, every single individual state, we have 50 states, does their own like workshop within the state to promote the sport, and they go over all of the divisions. The thing with fitness is that I will travel 10 hours to go to a workshop. I mean,
So,
that's literally, I will travel three times
yeah,
the size of the whole UK to go to a workshop to be there to represent the
of
fitness
course.
division. That's why I
Yes.
tell people, I'm like, if you can help me get there, I will
Yes.
show up.
Yeah. Of
I
course.
there was
Yes.
the promoter, I don't know his Instagram handle, like executive coach, but he is one of the main promoters of Gold's Gym Classic out in North and South Carolina. um, in the Carolinas, and it's East Coast of the United States. And I told him, I was like, I will be there. I was like, he had posted a thing last year and was like, the workshop, here's all the pros. And I said, well, who's representing fitness? I just kind of like threw my hat out there. And I was like,
Yes.
where's fitness? And he's like, we've reached out to a few, but nobody responded. And I said, I'll be there.
Okay. Yeah. Of
And he
course.
was
Yeah.
like, he was like, okay, I'll take care of it. And
Yeah.
so he had made sure that like my hotel accommodations were taken care of. I was there Friday. I got there Friday night. I was there all day Saturday and I left Sunday morning. But he made sure that I had accommodations. All I had to do was get myself there. I'm like,
Which
stuff
is
like that,
amazing.
huge
Yeah.
help.
So we don't
And
have actually a workshop. However, we did start, if anyone saw, but we did start a women's workshop over here. Phoebe
yes,
Haging got a panel of us together to represent each category. So we did do our first one. That's the show I did before. Sorry, that's the workshop I did before Atlanta, and I did guest pose at that, and that was a week out. And I wouldn't have done it for any other cause, but because this was something that had to fall on that weekend due to everyone being a part of it.
yeah.
I said, you know what? I'm just going to use it as a warm up, suck it up, and and do it, and then fly out. That's just what I'm going to have to do. And you know what? It was the best send off ever, I have to say, because just having everyone in a room for the first time, and gathering all division and having a representative on that panel was amazing. So we are looking to hold another one next year, in the summer. So that will be ongoing.
I think that is a great idea. So, every year here in the US, and I'm hoping that you'll hear from Sandy soon, if you haven't
Yes,
already.
I have not.
Um,
So
you
yeah,
honestly
yeah,
reach out to her.
mhm,
Just reach out. I'll send you her email.
yeah,
Reach out to Sandy because I know that I know we'd love to have you there. We'd love to have you as one of the representatives. I know Jacqueline normally comes too. I don't know if Taylor's going to make it this year.
yeah.
And if it was one of those things like you needed a place to stay, I got an Airbnb that fits 10 people. So
Okay, yeah,
I've already booked it.
yeah,
Right now, for sure. So that for the women's workshop here in the United States, it is January 24th. Um, and it is on a Saturday. It's an all-day Saturday thing, and it's really awesome. Sandy puts it together out of her own pocket. So she has offered to allow the fitness division to have a booth again this year. We'll take
yeah,
our apparel line and have some stuff there. It is truly an awe-inspiring experience. Linda Murray's there, Adela Garcia's there, Wendy Fortino, all of your wellness pros, Bikini, so many people, so many amazing women, athletes within the
yes.
sport, ambassadors, Ashley Callwatzer. I actually got to meet her and talk to her for the first time last year, and she's just the sweetest little thing. Um,
Yes, I
I
love her. I
I
met her
used
at
to
the
think that
Arnold's UK.
yes, so I used to think
Yeah,
that
she
she was
sat
just
next to
like
me.
I
I
used
was
to
like
think that
fangirling.
she was just this like Barbie doll, just pristine
Yeah.
little thing. And I thought she was just like giant, like I don't mean ginormous, like huge, like just tall. I tower
Yes.
over her and I forget that I'm not 5'9" sometimes. But
Yeah,
she is the sweetest little thing.
she really
She
is.
really is. She is so shout out to Ashley Kaltwatzer, who I am still trying to get to join fitness, even though she said she'd probably more likely do fit model because of her
Yeah.
structure. And I'm just
She's
like,
got some badass moves. I saw her worming across the
right.
screen.
Right.
Right, right.
So I'm just, Ashley. So,
Mm, yeah.
but we have so many women that are going to be there. And what we do as fitness competitors, if anybody who wanted to make it over here, who needed a spot, who wanted to come and see, I don't care if it's from the UK, I don't care if it's from Europe or Mexico or wherever. We as a group of women, I typically try to schedule everything. I've already gotten an Airbnb that's 5 minutes from the venue. It's a four-bedroom, two bath, and it holds up to like 10 people. There's two queen beds, there's a set of bunk beds, there's a big master. So, like, as long as you're not modest and you can
Yes.
share a bathroom, we have a huge kitchen. I mean, it's a huge condo, it's a huge condominium. Um, and like I said, it fits up to 10 people comfortably. We had probably eight or nine of us at this in one Airbnb last year, and we were all very comfortable. It did not bother any of us at all. We had a great time last year.
Yeah.
What we tend to do is we get there on Thursday. So, like, Thursday is a travel day. If you can make it there Thursday. If not, and you have to come Friday night, that's fine. But on Friday, those of us who are there, we try to do what we consider like fitness women team building time. So like basically this event that creates camaraderie just between those of us who come.
Yes.
Amateur, it doesn't matter if you're amateur, a pro, or have never done fitness but want to try it out. Doesn't matter. We invite everybody. We had a girl last year who had never done a fitness show that wanted to come and try it out. She did her first fitness show later on that year. Everybody's welcome. And we ended up going to Universal Studios last year.
Yeah.
So that was so much fun. We got up early that morning. We went to Universal, which I forgot how cold Orlando can be in the morning when there's
Oh,
no sun.
yes,
And
yes.
but by the time you get done walking around everywhere, like you're peeling off layers of clothes, and then of course the sun sets at like 3:30, 4 o'clock. So
Yeah.
you're putting the clothes back on.
Yeah. I think
But
Florida's actually been is the state I've actually been to the most actually.
yeah.
Because of cheerleading,
hmm
my
They
cheerleading
do a
background.
lot. Well, and you've probably been to Orlando several times because that's where they do a lot. That's where the
I have,
cheerleading
yes.
championships are.
Yes, yep, I have done that. I did all seven kingdoms in Worlds, when I did the Worlds.
Uh-huh.
I did it again when I did Miss the Olympian 223. So I came down. I hadn't actually watched a show, so I was like, I want to watch a show. Why not watch Olympia? So I actually watched it, took a break, and yeah, was a big kid. We dressed up.
hmm
For every kingdom. So it's just like an animal. Then we did the Halloween thing, and then Universal, we dressed a bit, I think it was high tech, space tech, whatever you want to call it, techno. So yeah, it was so much fun. And then once I got back, I was ready to go again. So I think it's always good to watch a show. I wish I watched a show before, but because I came into this so quick,
Yeah.
I didn't have no time. So but yeah, I really saw a different outlook on what I was doing um just by viewing it.
It's you can it's different being in the show versus watching the show because you
Yes.
can I don't know why I can judge routine so much better if I'm in the
Yes.
audience.
Yeah.
Just see like I can tell, okay, I can see why a judge went that way versus this way. It's just different when you're in the audience. So I'm the same as you. I encourage anybody, if you've never done a bodybuilding show, go watch one first. If you've never done a fitness show, go watch a fitness routine. It's
Yes.
it's unreal. It's a lot of fun.
It's so much fun. Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. I didn't even want to be on stage because I was like, I want to watch all of this. It was amazing. But what it did do is give me the most amount of motivation afterwards to carry on my journey. And I understood it way better. As you said, I was able to judge a lot better from the audience rather than trying to catch someone on a screen somewhere in the back
Yeah.
corner through a peephole.
Well, so I so promoting something like a all women's workshop, um, I think Sandy would be a great resource to be like, hey, I want to do something like this in Europe. Do you have any contacts over here? How could we
Yes.
get, I mean, I guarantee you she'd be more than happy to help out and,
Yeah.
because I'm sure we've got some IFBB Pro judges over there that would be like, yes, this is a great idea. Because you're not just promoting one division, you're promoting all women's divisions.
Oh, I
And
think
you,
so. Yes, I definitely think. I
and
think I need to take that initiative and just reach out, which I will happily do. Again, I know for a fact, when it comes to us as internationals, they don't want to give us stress. So if we are keen, it's always good to reach out because they'll be like, oh, I know they definitely want, us on board.
well, they
But
want us
again,
to
they're thinking
grow.
about, do you want to travel? Do you got this? Have you got that? I got told that before, they want us to have a good experience. They want us to not stress about things that they may need to attend or versus a competition and things like that. So yeah, I will reach out and obviously say that I would like to come, of course. And then in Europe as well, I will mention that. And then let's see, hopefully we'll have something over here. But we do have the UK workshop. Um, the men's, they don't have one yet, but we have started a women's one. So
Well, look, I know you probably have a ton of people over there, but if I can make it work into my schedule, I'll find a way to get over there and I'll help. You know,
amazing. That
I'm
would be
I'm all
amazing.
I'm
Yeah.
all for it. All
Yeah.
for it. Um, so here's my question. Obviously, you've applied for the Arnold.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So congrats on your Arnold invitation. I'm gonna go ahead and say that now.
Yeah.
I highly doubt they're gonna be like Miss Fitness Olympia. I don't know if that. No.
Yeah, no, not this year.
Like maybe not.
Well, if
Um,
they do, I'll just work on skills. Because you know what I mean? I'm that type of person. I'm like, it's no hard feelings. It's like,
like I'm only the best in the world, but whatever, it's fine.
yeah.
So I also did apply. Imposter syndrome. I know that I don't have the resume, obviously, as someone like yourself, and especially since I took all of last year off.
Yeah.
But I basically put in there what all we have done together collaboratively to grow the sport, getting us into certain shows, being able to help raise money for, prize money for fitness in certain shows. So
Yes.
that's what I put into my application. Basically,
It's
all the
exciting.
things that I had done off
Yes.
stage, which is
Yes.
honestly what I am most proud of for last year.
Yes.
It's
Which
not,
deserves an invite for sure.
well, I
Yeah.
I was just very, very, but quit licking the microphone. I was more just really, really proud of the fact that I did it all on my own dime.
You did.
Um, we started the This is Fitness apparel, which honestly I've kind of like neglected recently. I haven't been coming up with designs and promoting them, which I will start. but it was something that I was more proud of. I'm more proud of being able to say, hey, we grew this much. Hey, we got to have fitness put into this show. Hey, we got to increase this prize money
Yeah.
because none of it in 2025 benefited me.
Yeah.
And I can truly, very happily say that.
But it's growing something that you love. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's probably one of the things that I'm most proud of.
yeah,
And being able to see you guys succeed and being there to help you guys in any way I can to make it easier on y'all, that legitimately brings me joy.
yeah.
And so that was what I put on my resume.
Which is an
I,
amazing
and I did it
resume.
before we started this podcast, so I couldn't put the podcast as like something that I've done. So if I do consider to apply for the Arnold UK, I get to put in like, you know, Beyond the Stage TV, YouTube, Fitness
Yes,
Chronicles.
yes, yes. Um, no, I think you started something because even when I saw that you was representing it, it felt so much more comfortable. There's so many questions again when you're traveling from afar and you're I don't know, it can be a little bit scary at times, especially when you have to be on a plane for 9 to 11 hours. Um, and then, if things don't work out, like, who am I going to be stuck on my own?
Yeah.
And more often than not, you have to travel alone because family can't get to all these competitions. Um, so you just made it seem like it's okay, I'm gonna be okay. If there's things that we, come across that we can't get through, we'll work through it together. So that made myself, I can only speak for myself, made me feel way more comfortable traveling. So thank you.
You're, it was my pleasure. So what do you feel? So obviously this year in 2026,
Mhm.
we have now changed the venue as well as the date for the Olympia, which I know I'm super excited. The way it used to be for the Olympia, you would go,
Yes.
you'd have the Olympia, and like everybody would leave on Monday or Sunday night. And it's because on
Yes.
Sunday in Vegas, it is like a whopping 97 degrees outside. So what,
Yeah.
35, 40 Celsius? It's
Yeah.
like
What else do you need to be doing?
scalding.
Yeah. 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 Except for scolding.
Scalding,
Yeah.
pretty damn close to hell. I mean, that's where we are with the temperature. Dry, but hell.
Yeah.
Um, so on Sunday there would be a pool party.
Oh,
So certain like companies and like the Olympia or like I remember one year it was like Redcon or um like all these other fitness companies, whatever it is, Wolfpack, whatever, they would like reserve cabanas at certain pool clubs.
oh, nice. Wow.
And so if you had an invite or like all their athletes, all the Olympia athletes would go to these pool parties and just hang out and party at the pool at whatever club was like throwing the biggest pool party on
Oh,
Sunday
nice.
because of the weather. And
Yes, of
it was,
course.
and I was upset because in 2022, when we both did the Olympia, it was in December, it was
Yes.
frigid cold.
Ooh, yeah,
People
it
don't
was
think the
freezing.
desert gets cold. Desert gets cold.
Yes, that's
Like
the
there's
year
snow
I
on those
got
mountains, y'all.
pneumonia.
Yeah.
That's not good.
And so it was so cold. So you didn't get that experience. And I hated that for y'all when it went back to Vegas. I was like, oh, they're not going to have the full Vegas experience.
Yes.
This year, everybody will be able to have the full Vegas experience.
Woohoo.
So you can actually walk outside along the strip and not
Yes.
freeze and not have like snotsicles hanging down your nose.
Yeah.
And so it's not freezing. It's beautiful weather. It is hot, but it's
Yeah.
dry. It's very
Yes.
dry. So as
Yeah.
soon as you sweat, it just evaporates.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful to go walk down. You get to see all the lights. You actually get to fully experience Vegas, which I love. So I'm happy that it's going back to that same date. What do you think about changing of the hotel and the venue?
Well, I researched it and I looked and I saw that they do offer apartments, so I'm all
Hmm.
for it.
Yeah.
Condos, I think they called it,
Yes.
that section. So I am super happy about that. And yeah, reserving.
So I know that obviously, like your accommodations will be taken care of. So you'll have a room,
Yes.
um, or they'll like stipend you. Like reimbursement, whatever, up to a certain
So
amount.
Olympia does reimbursement.
Okay.
They've always done since I've done it. And then this year they've done it where, um, sorry, they didn't. They used to book our room,
Yeah.
and this year they changed it to reimbursement. So we can book anywhere, and then we all get the same amount of money back.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
So with this one, the Palms is one of the, I have been going to the Olympia for quite some time.
Yeah.
So I think my first Olympia was in 2013 that I went to as a fan. The only Olympia that I have performed in was 2022.
Yeah.
But I have gone several years, like over a decade of going to the Olympia. So I remember what it was like before COVID, during COVID, after COVID. I've been to all the things when it was in the Orleans, where you have God 70-year-old hotel
Yeah.
rooms. Like
Yes.
I remember what it's like. So the Palms is actually one of the only hotels in Vegas that I have not been to,
Yeah.
which is very, but I understand it went through like a multi-million dollar renovation recently.
Yes.
I was actually looking at the Palms apartments to stay in for this past year's Olympia because of its proximity
Yeah.
to the Resorts World. And so I knew that they had those flats. It's basically what I would consider a flat. It is a
Yes.
condominium,
Yeah.
but it's a flat because it's all open. So like the bedroom, like the bathroom is the only thing that is enclosed. So
Yes.
like the bedroom, the kitchen, everything is a flat. Like it's all one level, it's all the same area,
Yeah.
except for the bathroom, which is off to the side. But it's got a full kitchen, it's got a fridge, freezer, stove, microwave, all the things. And the way that it's set up is that like you have the condos on this side, you have the parking lot or parking garage, and then you go into the casino, and then you have the Palms Towers, which there's two of, and they
Okay.
two,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
this on either side.
Yeah.
So even if so you probably do more walking to get like to and from the venue where
Yeah.
everything would be at the Palms. But as far as having the headache of getting in an Uber, going to a different place, or getting in a taxi,
Yeah.
luckily Vegas is one of those places where taxis are everywhere. So it's
They
like
are,
you
and
go
they're very quick.
outside, raise your hand, they pull
Yeah.
up.
Yes.
Um, I have a feeling those apartments are going to be sold out quick.
Very quick. Yes.
And they're not, so typically when I go to the Olympia, I book from Wednesday night until Monday morning. That's typically when I book because that's
Yes.
normally how long I stay. Just to be able to be there for everyone during everything to where you can get there with enough time to where you're relaxing before the show.
Yes.
Um, so what are you doing? Sorry, he's chewing on my printer. Um, And so to be there so from Wednesday night all the way to Monday, it's looking to be only about like $800 plus taxes. So 800 US dollars plus taxes. So I think I actually found one of them that was like reserved now for like 200 bucks and pay the rest like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before.
Excellent.
And I think it's got two queen beds in it, or like the sofa bed plus the
Yes.
master bed. And I was
Is
like,
it far from?
no, it's in those condos.
Oh, you got the condos. Oh, okay, you
Yeah.
actually reserved it as well.
And
Yeah.
so I was like, man, I could fit four of us in there.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. Yeah.
And so I didn't book it just yet, but I have a feeling I'm gonna need to before probably before Christmas.
Yes, and some of the dates weren't up yet as well. It was like stopping you from booking further. So
Yeah,
I
like you
think they're
couldn't
going to
book so
release it.
far out. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah, I've looked into it. So I know that many others may have.
Well, so I look at it through Airbnb, and then I just
Yes,
like I scroll the map and like make the map bigger exactly where I want it to be, and
me
that way
too.
I can see exactly where it's going from. There's a ton of those condos that are like either timeshares or owned or Airbnb'd out. Highly recommend, and most of them all have wonderful reviews. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Is there anything with your experience at the Olympia this past year that you wished was maybe a little bit different? Like, was it the location? Was it how far away or how easy or hard it was to get from the venue to like the expo where prejudging is. Because I know people, for those of you who have never been to the Olympia, prejudging is not the same area as the night show for every other division other than bodybuilding. Open bodybuilding, prejudging, and Friday night and Saturday night shows are on the main stage, on the big stage at the Olympia. For like in 2022 and every year that I've gone, it used to be at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Bless you.
Yeah,
It used to be
thank
at the
you.
Las Vegas Convention Center. So you'd go to the convention center, massive expo, massive expo. Um, and then prejudging was in the center stage in the very back. And then the night show was at the Orleans.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna have a
pre,
sneezing fit. Right.
no, you're good. So
Well,
they
let's
come
see.
in like threes or fours, I know.
Yeah, I can feel it. Well, if anyone didn't know, I did have a dust allergy, but it's now turned to asthma, which apparently runs in my family. I lost a family member recently, and I happened to find out as I had a fit in the funeral. Um, which, yeah, that's not the best place to have one, but it made me discover the fact that this whole time I was actually living with asthma rather than a dust allergy. Because my mom and auntie both have the same thing. But they were both diagnosed with a dust allergy, which then turned into asthma.
Interesting. Well, I'm glad we now
Yeah.
know.
Yes, and actually, a funny thing is, I can breathe way better when I do my routine.
That's
So
too,
maybe that solved a little mystery.
as long as there's not too much fog on the stage, we're great.
Yeah, I actually learned to not breathe well while doing my routine. And I know we need every breath that we can get to
Yeah.
get through that. So now I'm just flying around the place. So if you did see me maybe flying extra hard now, you know why.
Yeah, yeah. Oxygen, oxygen, good.
Yes.
But is there anything with the Olympia, or at least in your past experiences, that you would have rather changed, like dislike, things that you loved in your experience? Because you've been on multiple Olympia stages. You've been in Orlando, you've been in Vegas.
Yes.
What is your take on it?
I do wish the expo was closer. That's the only thing, traveling and then coming back again because we have to then, you know, get ready for the routine. So that travel to and fro can be challenging sometimes. So yes, something like that I would change. I would say I would love if they, but I understand the logistics of it because, for example, the Olympia is bigger than the Arnold's, for
Hmm.
example. So maybe that's probably why they gave us this scope where they do the reimbursement rather than booking. But I would love it if they did book our flights. So like my flight, the money that I get back basically covers half my flight, if that.
Hmm.
It doesn't stretch at all. And also, not the fault of their own because there's different currencies around the world, but the pound is quite strong. So my allowance dwindles down to practically nothing for myself. And then my flights are then booked in our currency.
Hmm.
So, that's the only thing when it comes to like flights. But then I do also understand that they do have a lot of athletes. Um, and to book all those flights and people changing things and stuff, I can see the logistics getting very challenging for themselves. Whereas, the Arnolds, they do book my flights and my train, if it's in the Arnolds UK, but they do only take 10 to 12 athletes per category, and they don't have all the categories.
For only six divisions. So,
Yes, exactly. So I can see why they can do that. So I understand it, and I don't, I'm not complaining about it because I'm just happy to be at Olympia, to be fair. But if I was to change something, yes, I would love my flights to be booked and actually covered, because as far as I'm concerned, it's not really covered.
if you had the option, if they had the option, so say they did an either or thing, Would you rather
Yes.
them cover the flight or the hotel?
I would rather they cover my flights. Yes. My flight can be quite pricey.
Yeah, I know. I've looked.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So you know.
I've
So
looked
I'll
at,
rather
I've
cover
looked
the
at how
flights.
I know, and
Yes.
I've looked at how, and I thought there would be an easier way because it used to be I had in Nashville, Southwest, used to have a flight. It was a one way to London. We
Yes.
used to have it. They don't have it anymore,
Yeah.
and I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing's direct these days either.
No, no.
No,
It's you
it's
got
a
to go
change.
from there to Amsterdam to
Yes. Yes.
JFK.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just so much going on. It's the logistics of it as well. So yes, I would love that. But anything else? Not really, actually. Again, the rooms having choice, which they've now changed, which is amazing.
Mhm,
I think before when they did take back that they're not going to book our rooms, I was set back and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to book in, because you have to then think of extra cost on your end before you get reimbursed.
mhm.
But if you plan, it's actually a great thing because I heard some people booking a double things, booking an Airbnb and having the room, again, cost. So I do love the fact that they've changed that. And then they reimburse you on the other side for whatever you decide to book.
Mhm.
So I actually do love that change. Um, Again, the Arnolds, they book everything for you. But
I've heard the Arnold, Tiffany Chandler told me this because she said that she felt like, obviously,
Mhm.
logistics wise, you have far more, when you have select athletes that you
Yes,
invite, I get why
yes,
they're able to focus more on the athletes at the
yes,
Arnold than they are
of
at
course.
the Olympia. And so,
Yes,
my understanding, I've never done the Arnold. I've been to the Arnold many, many times. But from my understanding, Tiffany was telling me that they even have like a chauffeur service. Like if you need something, you
yeah.
need chicken, we'll order it. We'll have our kitchen cook a certain way. They even have like a chauffeur. Like you need to go to the grocery store, we'll pick you up, we'll take you there, we'll drop you back off. Like, is
Yeah, they
that
do.
they
That's
do?
correct. Yes, and they also have a chef on
Wow.
board that can cook your food to exact macros. So you can actually
Wow.
put your name on this like list,
Hmm.
and say what food you want, whether you want 160 grams of white rice and chicken breast, or whatever your plan is, and you can order that. Then you can also, they also have external food prep companies. If you that they'll send to you, and they can reach out to them, and they'll just prep all your food for you as well. And
Wow.
you also have a fridge and a microwave out there as well. So you don't need to think about Airbnbs.
See,
Or
that's
you have
amazing.
a room, a microwave room, but it's close.
Yeah.
Whereas the Olympia, obviously, again, I understand it because there's a lot of people to cover. The room's quite so far away. You want to be carrying your food like this. By the time you get to your room, it's cold.
Well, and so I do know at certain, like in Vegas, they have rules and regulations that you can't have certain items, which I think is kind of weird because you can have a hotel and a condominium
Yeah.
100 yards from each other,
Yeah, which is
and
interesting.
it has everything in it versus nothing. And I get, obviously in Vegas, they want you to get to Vegas. It's actually not as expensive. Well, it's more expensive than it used to be, but they
Yeah.
want you to spend your money in Vegas. So they want you to go to the hotels, to the restaurants, and all those things. So I get why I'm I travel with a hot plate. Doesn't matter where I
Yes.
go, I travel. Unless I'm in an Airbnb with a working stove, I
My
travel with
door
a hot
just
plate.
went. Can I just go get my door?
Yeah,
Sorry about this. Sorry.
no, you're good. Delivery.
I'll go off you.
So
Oh,
you got it.
yay.
Yes, she had to get her parcel.
Yes.
You're being needy. He's so needy.
Oh, so
That's
cute.
Obi. It's my little baby. So, okay. So we know obviously like what we wish were different, what we obviously understand.
Yes.
And I can totally see why the Arnold is able to be very, very accommodating to their athletes because there's only, like you said, 10 to 12. I think it's like 12 per category that they
Yes.
even allow. So I
Yes.
get that. Um, my question for you, last question I'm going to go over for you is, you are now in this new role as Miss Fitness
Yes.
Olympia.
Yes.
Have you been instructed on like what your duties are or, obligations that you may have? Is there anything that like you've been asked to like make sure that you show up at? Because like men's bodybuilder, whoever wins the O has to show up to Pittsburgh or the New York Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything like that that you've been instructed that you've been told like, hey, this is what we need from you? Anything like that?
Nope.
She's like, mm-mm.
No, I did get instructed that I would have to come down to do some media work with Olympia, which sounds amazing. Um, so I will do that next year. But
Mhm.
other than that, nope, I've not been told to do a thing.
So is that over in Arizona with FemFlex Friday with like Olympia TV?
Yes, I think it's the entire team. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yes. So excited to go over there and do that. I've been there once before for the Olympia battle.
Yes.
As well. So at least I know the team and I'm very familiar and I had an amazing experience doing that as well. Um, so yeah, I'm very much looking forward to going back over there. And then I will get to see Whitney and
Yes.
Sally and visit Pro Physiques over there as well. So I will make it into one big trip.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yes.
Well, that's going to cover it for us today here on the Fitness Chronicles. Obviously, lots of things to come. Hopefully, we'll have the list for the Arnold within the next week or so. I would love to have it by
Yes.
Monday. That would be great.
That would be amazing.
I,
Normally it's
I
like 2 weeks after, right? The deadline. I
typically, yeah.
typically, yeah.
I really was hoping to not them be like, okay, 12 weeks out, here you go. I'm like, I'm not a dude.
Would be so cool, wouldn't
I'm a
it? If they just
female.
like, yeah,
Females take longer.
yeah,
And I'm not one of the ones that, like yourself or God, I just saw updates for Jacqueline Baker and Jacqueline looks like she's ready to step back on the Olympia stage. I'm like, oh, I hate you,
yes,
you know. So we'll see how it goes. Super excited to see who all gets applied. If, like I said, if I don't make it, I will be at Legion.
yes,
Um, And once again, anybody who would love to come to the States, anybody who's in the States that would love to be at the women's workshop, by all means, reach out to myself or Shelly. We can
yeah,
find a way to get you guys over here. We've already got a place to stay. The way that it's split up right now for the Airbnb that I got, if 8 people show up, it's like 112 bucks per person, 112 US dollars. So if more than that show up, obviously the price goes down.
yes,
Um, so I would love to be able to see you there, Shelley, if it works out.
yes. Let's
If
see if it
not,
does.
yes. Obviously, that may be one of the weekends that we kind of maybe do the show a little earlier in the week versus
Yeah.
later, or may do it Sunday morning. After that way, we can kind of like I can spread show videos and stuff of how it was. That'd be
If
awesome.
not, I'm definitely coming to the Pittsburgh, by the way.
Yes!
I am. I have been spoken to, so I definitely will be
Yay!
on board for the Pittsburgh. So I will be at something if I can't make the women's workshop, of course. Also the logistics I need to work out on my end because it is before the Arnolds. So I think they know that as well
Yeah,
when it comes to, yeah. And I'm doing both back to back.
right.
Yes. Plus, if you remember my experience to 24, I
Yes.
did due to traveling and all sorts of things, I think is why I got injured
Yeah.
or doing too much. And so I'm trying to think about that as well. But the Pittsburgh will be very open. I would have finished. And by then I will be still training, of course, because I'm going to get ready for Olympia, but I'll be, I mean,
You'll be kind of like in your like
millions of weeks
reverse.
out.
Yeah,
Yes,
your
yeah,
reverse
mini
season.
reverse,
Yeah.
sitting in a position where I can really enjoy the Pittsburgh. So I will be there. I'll be somewhere at some point next
Well,
year
we
for
will
sure.
all, regardless of whether fitness is put into Pittsburgh or not, we will all be there. We will probably be doing a little workshop there again this year. I think that would be
Yes.
awesome to have you a part of it.
Yes.
I don't know if we will be having our own booth or we will be working with Mighty Grips again.
Yeah. Oh.
He's just squeaking away with his little Grinch toy. My Christmas is Grinch themed. Everything in my house is the Grinch. So
I love that.
he like my Christmas tree, everything. So of course he got his little Grinch squeaky toy, which I regret getting.
Oh,
But so everything will be there. I don't know if we'll be working with Mighty Grips again, or be working a booth or having a booth of our own, or just be there to be there. It'd be awesome anyway.
yeah.
We will probably have another workshop. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Obviously, if you're going to be able to be there, I will make sure to get a large enough Airbnb to hold. I think we had six of us last year, seven at this. We had several women that were there that were able to come. Stephanie Jones and her husband Taylor came with us. It was a lot
Yes.
of fun. It was a very international type group.
Yeah.
So I'd be super excited to see all that again.
Yes. No, I'm pretty sure I'll be there. Bearing hopefully everything stays in, but I'm pretty sure I'll be there.
It's for anybody who can't come to the women's workshop, either US or abroad, the Pittsburgh Pro is just fun. And I think this year because it was such a success that last year, I think the expo is going to be like even bigger this upcoming year.
Awesome.
So I'm very, very excited to see how this goes, and I'm super excited to be a part of it. I'm honored that, Bob Lormier asked, Michelle and myself, mainly Michelle. Michelle's the one with all the contacts because she's been in this for 20 something years.
Yeah, wow.
But the contacts that she has that has given us the opportunity to be present and represent the sport, I'm very, very grateful for. So we will get everything started, get everything worked up. Both of us on social media will be posting, our up and coming events, and I hope to see many more people at them. And if you have any questions about the fitness division, you want to get involved in fitness or try competing in fitness, by all means, reach out to Shelly or myself, and we are more than happy to help you because this is fitness and we are a family. So,
Yes.
as always, guys, Shelly, awesome having you. Thank you for joining me today.
You're very welcome.
And this is Anna out. We are the Fitness Chronicles, and we will catch you next time.
Yeah. See ya.